So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of this channel. I'm Abhishek Verma, and in today's video we are going to start with the second chapter of Spring AI. In today's video we will create the project from scratch. We will see which all dependencies are required in order to work with Spring AI. We will also see how to generate the API from the Gemini in order to work with Spring AI. Also, at the end, I will show you something interesting which is going to blow your mind. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started and see how the things are going to look like. So currently we are in the IDE and let's create the very first project from scratch. For this, we will go here into the file, then we will go to new, and then I'm going to say Spring Startup Project. So I will be selecting the same. The project name, I'm going to say Demo1. The type is Maven, packaging is jar, language is obviously Java. And in the Java version, now you will also see the options of 25 because Java 25 has been recently released on 16th of September only. So in last few days, what I did was, first of all, in my machine also, I added the Java 25. So JDK 25, I have downloaded and installed. Video is available on the channel. Link you can check on in the comments. Beside this, in the STS also, I upgraded the version of STS. I'm using the latest one. And within that also, you need to add the support of Java 25. By default, Java 25 support is not available as of now in STS. So that you need to add explicitly. Now, how to add these steps in brief, I will mention in the comment section of this. And I will be providing you it as a pinned comment, or maybe in the description section, I will be providing the same. Now, once it is done, you will be ready to work with Java 25. In case you are not, ready for that, then other option is you can go for 21 or you can go for 17. All the things are going to remain same only. Then after this, let's go to next. Then here, since we need to interact with the application, so for this, we will be making usage of the APIs, and hence I need Spring Web. Then after this, I want to make my code simple also, and hence I will be making usage of the Lombok so that I can make usage of those Lombok annotations and I don't need to write any boilerplate code. Now the next and the main thing is that I want AI features here. Now for the AI features, you can go here and you will see that all these options are available. So let's say if you want to interact with the OpenAI, so you can select OpenAI. In case if you want to interact with the Ollama, so you can select Ollama option. In case you want to connect, let's say, with the Mistral AI, so that option you can select. But then what will happen is that the moment when you will switch from one dependency to another, you need to make some code changes also. So what we want is we want to have a generic code here. So that's why we will be using the dependency of OpenAI, so that in terms of code, we can write a generic code. And then with the help of properties file, we will be able to interact with either Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, or whatever you feel you can connect with that particular thing. So as of now, let's select this and let's click on finish. Now here you can see that it is downloading all the required things. In my machine, it is going to do a bit fast because I'm doing the same thing again and again. In your case, you may take some extra time also. Then here you see Demo1 project is ready, and here you see it is Java 25. Now let's go to this pom.xml, and as I said, if Java 25 is not available with you, 21 or 17 will also work fine. But minimum JDK 17 is required in order to work with Spring AI. Then afterwards we go here, you see all the latest things. Now let's remove the unwanted things. I don't want these URL and SCM and all these things. So let me remove it something like this. Here it says 25, it's good. Spring AI version automatically came. In your case, if you are going to do it from scratch after 2-3 months, maybe this version will also update, but that's not a big issue. Then here we see the web dependency, we see the OpenAI dependency. I don't want this extra line. Then we see the Lombok dependency. We also see the test dependency, but I don't want to perform any testing. So let me remove the same. Then we see that, okay, there is some AI bomb and all these things. So this will come automatically. Please don't remove it. Otherwise you will face issues in the dependency management. Yeah. Then again, remove these extra lines and all these things are fine. Here also I'm removing this, and what I will do is I will say Control A, and then I'm going to format the same. So let me just go here and say format. Yep. So that now it looks much more beautiful. Yep. So your pom.xml should have the minimum dependencies as possible. So this part is done. Now the next part is that, okay, we see some errors here because I have removed the test dependency. So let me remove the test package and test classes also. Now I will go inside this, and here I'm having the main class available with me. So yeah, it is taking time, but it's ready. So what I will do is, as a good practice, recently I have started, I'm just going to rename the same. So I don't like this name. Instead, I just want to call it as app. So something like this I wish to do, and here I'm saying finish, here I'm saying finish, and my job is done. Now beside this, what we will be doing is that we are going to create the controller. So that is the number one thing which we are going to do. First of all, let's see that whether we are going to make a simple controller application or not, something as hello world. So for this, I will be directly going inside this one somewhere here. I'm going to say this, let's create a class, and this, let's call it as chat controller. So I'm going to write it something like this. So this is my chat controller. I wish to keep it inside the controller package. So I will be keeping it here, and then I'm going to say finish, and my job is done. What I will do is I will copy this particular thing, and I'm going to provide the same here also, so that everywhere there is some trademark. Then after this, again I will be going here, and what I wish to do is I want to make it as a controller class. So on this class I will be saying as rest controller. So this is the annotation. Then besides this, I want that all my API start with the AI. So what I will be doing is, here I'm going to say request mapping. Now although currently I'm having only one controller, and hence that thing is not required, but in your case obviously you will be having the bigger projects also later on, and hence it's a good practice to have it. Now, besides this, I will be making usage of the Lomba. And what can happen is that I may be making usage of some kind of dependent, or let's do that thing later on. I will explain you step by step. Now, what we will directly do is we are going to create a simple API request here. So for this, I'm going to say here public, and I'm going to say here response entity, something like this, something like this. And this is going to return me a string. Yeah, so this we will be doing, and the method name, let's call it as generate, something like this. And now comes that, okay, this is how the method is going to look like. Now afterwards, the next thing is that, okay, what it is going to return. So for this, first of all, let me say response entity, and this is the one which we need to take. Now comes the return part. So I will be saying it like this, then I'm going to say something, this response entity, and then I'm going to say here something as status. Now within the status, I'm going to say HTTP, then I'm going to say status, and then I'm going to say okay, then I'm going to say body, something like this, and within the body, I'm going to say there will be a response which we are going to return. Now, all these things you can easily learn from my Spring REST playlist in case you don't know that how to create the same. Now, it is not possible that here I will be teaching you about all these things also. Yeah. So this is how it is going to look like. Let me again say Control Shift O, and now this looks better. Now, the next thing is what kind of API it is going to be. So obviously we are not going to delete anything from other place. So it can't be a delete API. We are neither going to update anything. So it can't be a put API or a patch API. Neither we are going to save anything somewhere. We just want to interact with the our AI model. So for this, what I will be doing is I'm going to call it as get mapping. So it will be looking something like this, and I will be having multiple methods here later on. So that's why I'm going to call it as generate, something like this. Now, afterwards, the question is that how I'm going to pass my prompt to it. Yeah, obviously, I will be asking it some kind of question so that it can respond me. So how I will be doing it? Now, one option is that I can make a path variable something like this, but that is not going to look nice. So instead of it here, since it is going to be a prompt, it is going to be a request. So let's make a request param. So it is going to look something like this, request param, and I'm going to call it as a string. And let's say this is going to be my user prompt in this particular way. Yeah, very clearly I'm calling it as user prompt. And what I will be doing is, as of now, whatever I'm passing, same thing I wish it to return me. So this is how it is going to look like. Everything same as of now, nothing new, nothing related to Spring AI as of now, except the dependency part. Now, after this, we will go here and let's try to execute the same. So if I go here, and now I don't think so we need any change in the app. So let me close that also. We just need to open the controller as of now. Okay, so let's see here what it appears. So here it says that open API key must be set. Now the reason for this is, although as of now we don't want to interact with the AI, but since we have added the dependency of AI, and then you know that Spring Boot is opinionated. So it says that, okay, if you are adding the dependency of OpenAI, so you must be interacting with the OpenAI. Hence, you should be adding the dependency for this particular thing. Now you will say, okay, Abhishek, we don't know it, which property is required. So here we will go and we are going to select this one. See, it gave you option also that either you can use this one or you can use this. This is required for in general, and this when you want to speak something as a prompt. Yeah, but we will be using this as a common. So I will be using this and I will go to this application.properties. From here I'm going to call it as demo only, and here I'm going to provide the same. Here I will be saying something like this. Now here I need to provide a key. As of now I don't have a key, but what I know is that key is going to be my sensitive data. It's not a good practice to keep my keys in the properties file. So what I will do is I will create an environment variable here. So I'm going to call it something like this, and then I'm going to say something like this, and here I'm going to say API underscore key. So this is how it is going to look like, guys. Yeah. Now, since currently I'm going to interact with the Gemini, so I can give it even much more better name, and I will be calling it as Gemini API key. Now here, the interesting part is that although the property name is OpenAI API key, because it's a general property name. So by default, it is going to interact with the OpenAI only, that is ChatGPT. But depending on which key you will be providing, it can interact with that particular model. Now, how it is going to do that we will see in some time. How to generate this API key, that also we are going to see in some time. So now this is ready. Now let's see what else needs to be done. So we are doing step by step so that I can show you which all errors and which all things you have to do. As of now in coding, we haven't done anything much. Now you see my code is ready with Java 25. So I'm just going to clear it. And now afterwards, let's go to this Postman. So let me drag the window here, and this is going to look something like this. And what I will be doing is I will go here and I'm going to create a new request. So I'm going to say http // then I'm going to say here localhost, then I'm going to say 8080, then I'm going to say AI, then I'm going to say here generate. So this is how it is going to look like. And here I need to provide my user prompt. So this is my user prompt. Now, what do we wish to ask towards our AI? It can be anything. So as of now, let's keep it a general question. So we will say top 5 countries. So top 5 countries as per population. You can ask anything. Yeah. So, but as of now, let's ask this question: top 5 countries as per population. And after this, what I will be doing is I'm going to save it here and I'm going to call it within the calculation demo1. So what I will be doing is that once my demo is ready, I will be providing the same within my code, so that later on you are going to download, you will get this thing also from my code itself, and you can directly import it here. So you will be able to import. So you can just go here and then you can directly import the same thing, and you don't need to make it from scratch. So this is ready, and now let me click on this send. So you see currently what it does, it says me 200 okay, because in my code I was saying 200 okay every time, and then here it provided me the same prompt whichever I wrote, and that is fine. That means at least my application is working fine. Okay, one step is ready. Now the time is that okay, I want to interact with the open AI here, or what you say, I want to interact with some chat model here. Now if I want to interact with some chat model here, what I will be doing is I will be going here again, and here I'm going to auto wire the dependency for that particular thing. So here now generally what happens is, let's assume from the controller we are going to interact, or we want something from the service class. So we put the bean of service class here. We say that okay, inject the bean of service class here. So we are going to mention its name. But here what I want is, here I directly want something from that chat client or something. Now the name of that particular thing is chat client only. That's the interesting part. So this is my chat client, and here I'm going to say something as chat client in this particular way. Yeah. So this is how it is going to look like. Control Shift O, and this is ready. Now what is this chat client actually? So if I just click on this, you see it is basically an interface client to perform stateless request to an AI model. So this can make a request to any AI model, not specifically to OpenAI, Gemini, or Anthropic or Cloud, but to any AI model with the help of Fluent API. Yeah. So that's the best part of it. So this we have done, and now let's try to do something like this. Now it says that okay, you have to do. So what I can do is I can mention here something as auto wired. So this I will be doing. But the best part is that here I'm making usage of, what do we say? here I'm making usage of Lombok. So instead of mentioning autoboid here, what I will be doing is I will be going here and I'm going to say here required args constructor. So I will be saying into this particular way, requires arg constructor. Now this thing is ready with me. Now I will be using this chat client. So this I will be using and I will be using it here, chat client. Now here, first of all, it will start showing me all these methods and we will be using the method prompt. Yeah. So this prompt method we will be using because here, first of all, we need to provide it the user prompt. So after using the prompt, we can select which kind of prompt it is. So there are multiple things which you can select. You can select some advices also, which we are going to see in the upcoming videos. There are some messages, mutate, and there are multiple options are there. It can be a system prompt, it can be a user prompt. So as of now, it is a user prompt. So I'm going to select this one and here I'm going to provide this. Now you will say, what about system prompt? That we will see in the next video. As of now, the goal is just to see how to interact with that AI to make the very first project. So this is my user prompt and here I'm going to say call so that it can make a call to that particular thing. And then obviously it is going to return me something. Now how the return type is going to be, let's decide. So here if I say content, then it is going to return me it as a string. So I will be selecting this one and I will be showing you other types also in the same video itself. That's why this video can be a bit more longer. So now this method is ready for us. So basically what we are doing here, we are taking help of the chat client. We are saying prompt, we are saying user, call and content, and the things are ready. Now let's go back again here and let's try to run the same thing again. But the best part, as of now, our API key is not ready. You see, here I have just mentioned the API key into this part only. I'm not setting this API key anywhere. But before this, there is some issue, and the issue is it says that parameter 0 of constructor required a bean of type. So it says the bean of this chat client is not available. Now the question is why the bean of chat client is not available when this chat client is provided by the Spring AI itself. I mean, we are not making. So then why the bean is not available? The reason is chat client is an interface. So bean can be only created for a class. Yeah. Now here they directly didn't provide it as the class. The reason is because this chat client, you can configure it in multiple ways. Yeah? So there are multiple ways to configure. Here we are going to use one of the easiest and the best approach. For this, we are going to move to this particular class and here we are going to create a new class. So I'm going to call it as chat config. So this is the one. So there we will be creating the bean for this particular thing. So here I'm going and to this I'm going to say configuration. So here I will be saying this configuration so that I can create a bean for my chat client. Here I will be saying @bean and what it will be returning, it is going to return me a chat client. The method name is going to be chat client. Whatever is your method name, same is going to be your bean name also by default. Then here we are going to say something like this, here we are going to say something like this, and the things are ready. And then we are going to say something like this. But the point is we can't say here new of chat client because chat client is basically an interface. If it had been a class, maybe Spring AI would have directly provided us a bean. So that is not possible. So in order to make a bean of it, what we will be doing is we are going to say here chat client and then we are going to say here builder. So this is the thing which we need to provide. So again, I'm going to say this and I'm going to make a variable here. Let me make it as small c. Now it looks good. So what we will be doing is here we are creating the bean with the help of builder pattern. So this is the easiest way of creating. Now in case if you want that, okay, beside this, you want to make it more customizable as per the requirement later on, then that also you can do. But as of now, that I will be showing you in the upcoming videos again. In today's video, only this much is enough for us to do a basic thing. So now this is ready. Now let's again go back here and do the same. So chat config class, I don't need to use it again, nothing here. And then pom.xml also we don't need to touch. And here what happens? So, okay, there is something like this that I will remove later on, not an issue. Let me just say Ctrl+Shift+O. That also got removed. And properties file and controller, only these two things we are going to touch after this. Then the next part is, okay, now again this particular thing is running. So okay, this is running well. So what I will be doing is I'm going to clear it from here we are again going back to this particular part, and here I'm again going to say send. This time let's see what it is going to do. So now you see it is saying me 500 internal server error. There was something in this AI generate. Let's see the reason. So if we go here, we see that okay, there is a big reason here. And what's the reason basically? So it says that here you are going to provide a API key, something like this Gemini API key, but the value for this key is not provided. Okay, so value is not provided, and in case you want a value, then you can go to this particular website platform, OpenAI and something like this. But we are not going to move to this particular website. The reason is that here, if you see, if we will go to this one, then we need to pay money from our account. Although ChatGPT is free, but for the API developer version, it is not free at all. Minimum you need to spend something as $5 per month, which is going to be around 400 rupees, including excluding GST, that you can check later on, but around 400 rupees. And I still don't want to pay it because many times freshers are watching it, or even the college graduates are watching it, so they don't want to pay. So hence I also don't want to pay here. So instead of it, what I will be doing is I will be directly going to create the Gemini API key. So for this, what we will do, we will go here, and let me bring my screen to this, and here we are going to see this one. So here I will just simply search for Google AI Studio. Yeah, the option came here, Google AI Studio. So I will be searching for this option, and then I will be going here to this Google AI Studio, and I'm doing it from scratch for the first time. Yeah, I mean, with this particular account, I haven't done it before. So yeah, this thing is ready, and now it is going to show me something like this. Now here, obviously we need to accept all these things because I'm doing it for the first time. I would like to, no, I don't want to receive the mails and everything. Only the consent is enough. So I will say here, I accept. And yeah, now you see that currently this is something like your Gemini, or you can say like your ChatGPT. But this is but we don't want this. What we want is that we want to interact with this particular thing. So for this, we are directly going to this option of get API key. So here you can see, I will be saying get API key. So I will be clicking on this particular part, and now you will see that it is going to show me something like this. Yeah, and currently it says that look up API key for the project, and here you can create the API keys. As of now, there is no API key available with us. So what I will do is that I can just go here, or we said this, let me open this quick start guide also in the new tab. So I will be opening it, and let's say what it will do, because I hope that this is also useful for me. Yes, so this particular page is required for you. What you can do is you can bookmark this page. Now why this page is required, you don't need to read and go through all these things. That's the benefit of this playlist. What you just need to do is you need to go to this OpenAI compatibility option. So this option is required. Then from here you need to go to the option of REST and something like this. Now here it says that in case if you want to interact with the Gemini, then three things are required. First of all, API key, which we have already used as the property. Beside this, there is something as base URL, which will be required. Now, why this base URL is required explicitly? Because using the OpenAI dependency, we want to interact with the Gemini, not the ChatGPT. If it was ChatGPT, then the base URL is by default available here. But we want to interact with it, hence this base URL will be providing. And then there is the model name. Like again, you know that in Gemini also there are multiple models. So which model you want to go for? So that model we will be choosing from here. So what we will be doing is, first of all, let's see that where else we can provide all these values, and later on we are going to create the API key for us. So what I will be doing as of now is that let me just copy paste this particular part. So I'm going to copy it, or basically I want this URL. Yeah, so this URL is required. So I will be copying this URL, and I will be going back to this particular thing. So let me go here, and I will be going to this position. Yeah, so this is a place, and here now let's try to search for the properties. So I can go as spring.ai, then it is going to be OpenAI, then it is going to be chat, because this is the base URL for chatting. So hence, so here we see chat base URL. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, why didn't you made usage of chat API key? Because API key is the parent of chat API key. So if you are using that, then this is going to do your job. So this is my base URL. Yeah. So this is the thing. Now here you see that URL is taking me till this chat and completions. But again, if we go here they say no, the base URL is this OpenAI only. The reason is this chat completions is the extra part for the completions. So this we can't put here. Instead, we need to put this in the next line. But if this needs to be given in the next line, then what is the key for the same? So let's again try to search. So here we are going to say spring.openai. So this is going to be OpenAI. Then again, let's say something as chat. And then you see there is something as completions path. So this is your base URL, and then this is your completion path. Automatically, both of them will be concatenated together, and then it is going to make the full URL on its own. And the final thing is left is the model name. So here we are going to say Spring, then here we are going to say AI, then here we are again going to say Open AI, something like this, and then here we are going to say chat, then here we are going to say options, and yeah, there it goes, options model. So here we need to provide the model name. Now what is the model name? Let's again quickly verify. So here they say the model name is Gemini 2.0 Flash. So I will copy the same model name as it is, and then I will be going here back and I will be selecting this option. So this is the configuration which you have to do. Now, if you wish all these values also, you can provide as the, environment variable, so that later on you can replace them as it is. Now, in case you want to interact with the DeepSeek, so for DeepSeek also there will be a base URL, a completions path, and the model. If you want to interact with the Grok, for that also there will be a base URL, there will be a completions path, there will be a model. Obviously, you need to go on to their websites and check for these values. That I will leave you as the homework. Then beside this, what you can do is you can check all other things also. But as of now, this is something which we want to do. Now let's come back and create the API key. So for this, again, there are multiple options. You can create the key from here also. This also will take you to the API key, or you can just go here also. So we will be creating this. So I will be creating on this particular one, and it says select a project from your existing project. So I don't have any. So I will be saying, okay, I don't have any project as of now, because I'm making it for the first time. So let me call it as demo and something like this. So okay, there is nothing. So how to do it then? So okay, I was saying look up API key for the project. My bad. Now instead of it, I have to say create API key. So I will be doing something like this, and now it will do the things on its own. Otherwise, from where it is going to find the project for me. Now this is the API key. I'm going to blur this thing because it is going to be specific to me only. For you here, it is going to show you a particular API key which you just need to copy, yeah, and then you can go back here. Now what we will do is we are going to make the environment variable here. So let me first of all stop it, then let me go here and let me click on this particular one as open config somewhere here. Then let me go for this particular one, let me add here, and here what I will be doing is here I'm going to say Gemini, then I'm going to say API, then I'm going to say key, and here I'm going to pass the value. So here I will be saving it. Again, this part I'm going to blur for the value. You will be able to see only the key. So I'm going to say apply, I'm going to say close. So this way, now my things are ready. Now after this, what else needs to be done? Nothing, that's it. Now you can again start your project. And before we start our project, by the time it is getting started, let's go here and see. So again, this I have blurred. So let me do it here. So you can see it is ending with something as 5U6Y, but you won't be able to see the complete thing. So automatically it has created a project for me. Yeah? And this is more than enough for the free usage. You don't need to use any kind of credit card or anything else. And hence it is so easier to use. Yeah. Now after this, let's go back again here, and what we will do is let's see. Okay, so this is again ready. So let me just say clear here, and now I will be going to my postman, and again I will be hitting the same request, something as this, and now it will take some time. Now why it will take some time? Because see, in general also what you will do, okay, it was pretty fast, it was just in 4 seconds. Now why even 4 seconds? Because in general, assume what you are doing, you are basically going to the website of Gemini. There you are asking this query, top 5 countries as per population, and then it is going to provide you some data. So same, those 4 or 5 seconds it has taken care here. In case if your query is more general, let's say if you are only saying top 5 countries, it may take more time also, sometimes 20 seconds, 30 seconds, sometimes 1 minute also, depending on your query. How to optimize all these things, that we will see later on in the upcoming videos. But we have received some output that okay, these are the top 5 populous countries in the world. On the top we have our India, then we have China, we have US, we have Indonesia, and then we have Pakistan. Besides this, they are providing some notes, and I mean, this is what you will be getting from ChatGPT or any other AI model. But the main point is that now with the help of Spring AI, we are able to do the same. Yeah, now this is the most basic way of doing it. So let me just save it somewhere like this, and what I will be doing is I'm going to rename it as generate, because now we are going to create many more. So here we have as of now just created a generate. Now let's go back here, and what we will be doing is that okay, let's go back to our code somewhere here. Let me just stop it. Now there is no change in your application.properties. So let me just close this also. And what I will do is this config I wish to keep in the config, this config I wish to keep in the config package again as a good practice. So let me do it something like this, and it says that okay, move it to the config package. Now this looks much more better. Okay, now the next thing is that okay, here you saw what happened was that we have to wait for some amount of time. But many times what happens is, let's say it is taking a huge time, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds or so on. Now, instead of waiting for 20 seconds and then you see the complete output in one go, what if it starts streaming line by line, like generally nowadays ChatGPT and all other models are doing? So let's see how we can enable that particular thing. For that also, the interesting part is you don't need to make any other change in your dependencies. What we will be doing is, let me just copy paste the same thing, and here I will be going, and now just 2 3 more options I will be showing you about the same part. Yeah, if you wish you can skip this part, otherwise you can watch it. So here this time we are going to generate a stream, so this is going to be generate stream, and then okay, so this part is going to remain same, and the only change is that instead of saying content here, let's check out other option. Do we have anything like streaming? So is there anything as streaming? So here we see okay, instead of content we need to make change in the call. So in the call there must be some option of stream, so there it goes. So you can say something as stream. So here we are going to say stream. Now once you are saying stream here, this time the return type is flux of string, not a string. Yeah, now you will say what is flux of string, so that you can what is this flux? So flux you can read as a part of reactive Java. Yeah, or in short, flux means that the data will keep on coming. Yeah, so this is the point. And here also what I will do is I'm going to replace this particular part, Control Shift O, and yep, that's it. So you don't need to add any other dependency. Many times in general we make usage of webflux also if you want to make whole your application as reactive, but here you see we don't need to make any other change. So let's see that it gets started or not. So yeah, it has started, and it is not going to make any change as such in the output, because the output is coming from the client model, from some AI. Yep, here it is only going to change the way we are going to see the things. So what we will do is we are going to go here and we are going to say duplicate. I don't want to make it from the scratch, and to this I'm going to call the name as generate stream. So here it is your choice, whatever the name you wish you can do. I mean, obviously you will be using some better name, and here also I will be doing the same. So I'm going to say generate stream, and here I'm going to say send. Now let's again wait for the response here. Okay, you will say that okay, Abhishek, there was not a big change. Again, it took around 3 seconds, and then it is showing us the output directly. The reason is that this time it is not a mistake of our API, it's the mistake of Postman. Postman can't show you the streaming output. For this, what I will be doing is I will be copying the same, and we will be going somewhere here, and we will be going here, because if you want to see the streaming, you can just check the things here only. So let's see. So this time you see, instead of waiting for the complete thing, it started showing you the output. Now since it was very small, hence it was so quick. Now what we can do is that here we can remove the part that is as per population. Now let's simply say top 20 countries. Okay, I mean those percentage and everything you can remove. So let's just say top 5 countries. So now you see it is showing much more data. Okay, again it says only this much. Let's ask some big question. So top 10 countries, let's try to ask it something like this. Maybe this time it is going to be bigger, and what I will be doing is I'm going to increase the size also a bit so that it is clearly visible to all of us. So let's see this. And okay, but you saw it is not showing you the complete thing in one go. It is showing you step by step that okay, something something something. In case if you don't trust me, then what I can do is I can remove it from here and I can just say generate. Now for generate, you see now it is taking more time to generate the output. Okay, first it is taking more time and then it will directly show you the output. So that's the difference between generate and generate string, and basically it is the difference between the flux and the normal string. Yeah, so this we have seen, but the point is that in both these cases, whether we say generate string or whether we are going to say generate, it will show us some random data, something like this. There is one more way where it can provide you more detail about the response also. Okay, so let's see how we can get the more details about this particular response. So for this, again I will be going back here. I'm going to copy this particular one. I'm going to paste it somewhere here. And this time what we are going to say here is that this time you can generate a chat response. Okay, so here we are going to say chat response, and here I will be selecting this particular part. Here I will be saying this as chat response, and this time what I will be doing is instead of saying content, I will be saying here chat response. Yeah, so we are going to say chat response. Any you can say chat client response or chat response, one and the same thing. So we will say chat response here. We are going to say to that particular one, and this time the output is chat response and not a string. So let me just copy this particular one. Let me just replace it somewhere here, and let me just replace it somewhere here, and it is going to do my job. Now the question is, what is this chat response, Abhishek? So we will go to this particular one. Now you see this chat response is basically a class. The chat completion response returned by an AI provider, obviously, but what? This time it is going to contain some more information, some more data. You see, it is going to contain some metadata. Now, if you go inside this metadata, then you will see other details like which model we have used, what is the rate limit, what is the usage, prompt metadata. All these things will be available. Beside this, the generated message, it can be a list also, so that it is going to show. So let's directly see that how the things are going to look like. So again, we are going here, and let me just restart the same. And in the meantime, what we can do is that I will be copying this particular whole thing, and I will be going to this, and let me, do something else again, duplicate. Then what I will be doing is that after duplicating, let me, okay, it is taking some time. Why it is so slow? Why? Not sure why it is so slow here. Yeah, now it got generated. Let's save the same thing here, and this time let me make a call to this generate chat response. I'm just showing you different ways of the output. Now it is up to you which one you like and which one you want to use. So now let's click on send and let's wait. Now this chat response is also in two options. One is it will show you the data directly after taking some time. Other option is flux chat response. There is something like that also, that I will leave as again as a homework which you can do on your own. Now you see the benefit of seeing it as a chat response. Besides the main output, obviously the output can change again and again every time, because that's a general behavior of ChatGPT and all AI models. Yeah, but besides this, the main type is it is showing you some more extra details, that okay, what was the idea of that particular thing. Then okay, here it says that okay, what was the reason of finishing, because it stopped. It may be some other reasons also, there is some exception, or let's say in some cases your tokens have been expired or they have been consumed completely. Then it will show you some more metadata also, that okay, which particular model was used. So here it is saying Gemini 2.0 Flash was used. Then what were the rate limits? So currently we didn't use any kind of rate limit, so everything was by default, that is null. What is the prompt tokens? So tokens, if you remember in the previous video, I have shown you that how you can count the number of tokens. So that is not always as per the number of words. Many times it is directly as per the words. So let's say top, it is going to consider as 1 token, 5 second token, countries third token, as fourth, per sixth, and then seventh. Okay, so somehow, okay, these are in total 6 words but 7 tokens, because automatically on its own it is going to divide the things. Then completion tokens. Completion token means that in the output, so in the input there were 7 tokens, in the output there were 141 tokens. In total there were 148 tokens. So when I made a request through that particular thing, I was charged for 148 tokens. Currently everything is free, so I don't need to worry much. Yeah, but this is the thing. And now you can see when it is going to be more helpful. When you are going to work in your actual project, then it is going to be very, very important that you don't overutilize these tokens. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, the things are going to exhaust quickly. You need to pay more and all those things. So depending on your questions, you will see different outputs here. Now let's again go back and let's go for our last, and that is the fourth option. So again, I will be going here and I'm going to go somewhere here. And this time what I want is that till now you see that, okay, I was getting a string, I was getting stream, I was getting this chat response also. But now what I want is that, okay, what I'm asking it basically, I'm asking it top 5 countries. Now, what if it can show me some more better informed data? Informed data in the sense that here you see, here when it gave me something like this. But what I want is, I want it to return me something as, like on the top, it gives me something as the country name. Then it provides me the capital city of that particular country. And then I want a fact or something about that country. Maybe this particular thing, I want it as a fact, or I want it as some particular data. So I want it to return me a JSON, but that JSON should be as per me. I don't want this JSON. I want it to return a JSON as per my requirements. Now that is a big deal, because now it's the job that you need to convert a string to a JSON. So let's see how to do. So first of all, let me change this particular one. And here we are going to say generate JSON. So let's call it as generate JSON. Here also we will go and let's call it as generate JSON. But the point is how to generate a JSON. And for that particular thing, what you just need to do is that here you need to say something as entity, something like this particular one. And here within this, now comes that which kind of JSON you want. Obviously, if you want a JSON, you need to tell it a structure, how you want to look that particular JSON. Yeah. So for this, what I will be doing is I will be going somewhere here and I'm going to say to this particular, let's just simply create a record here. Okay, because we don't want anything much. So we want something as this country. So let's say this as country. And after this, what I will be doing is that in this country, what all things I want. So I just want here the name of the country. Yeah. Then I just want a capital city. So I just want a capital city for that particular country. And then I want some kind of, what do we say, fact or some data. So I want something like this. Okay. So some random names automatically I have taken. Now the question is how to convert that string towards to this country. I mean, don't you think so? It is so difficult. You may need to make usage of some kind of regex. You need to, use some kind of mappers and all these things. Like, it's not that easy, guys. I mean, just imagine you can pause the screen and what you can do is you can think of that this is your input, and from this input you need to provide me 3 things. That is the name of the country, the capital city, and in the fact you need to provide me this value. And beside this, I don't want anything else. How will you be doing it from it? Okay, at least you will say that, okay, we will be making some regex on this, then here we will be doing, but where is the capital? It's not available here. So let's see how this is going to do the job. But this is only for one country. Obviously we are asking it top 5 country, so it is going to provide me countries. Okay, and what I will be doing is this also I'm going to put in the DTO package. Yeah? If you wish, you can make a simple class also. Now why I didn't made a simple class? Because I don't want to do anything much with this. Okay, I just want to keep the thing simple. That's the only reason. And what I will be doing now is that I'm going to create another, and I'm going to call it as countries. Okay, so I'm just going to call it as countries, and within this countries, what I will be doing is that here I'm going to say list of country. Okay, so here I'm going to say country, and then here I'm going to say countries into this particular way. And yeah, my job is done. So there it is going to provide me a single country. Then it is going to create a countries list. And now what I want is I want it to return me something this countries. So I will be saying here something as this, and I'm going to say here a class into this particular way, and I will be saying Control Shift O, and in the output what I will be doing is I'm going to say here countries into something like this. And what's the issue? So issue is that here this should be looking something like this. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. Nothing else needs to be done beside it. Now you can say, Abhishek, okay, instead of making it countries, why don't you use list of country itself? That I leave up to you. Okay, I mean, some things you also can do on your own, but this is the main thing you have to do. I haven't made any kind of mapper anywhere. So you see what I'm basically doing. I'm asking the simple way, and I'm saying output I want in the format of countries. What is countries? Countries is basically a record containing a list of country. What is a country? Country is a class, you can say, having a name, a capital, and a fact. Do on your own. You are the AI. Let's see what AI will do now. So I'm going here, and now let's see what the magic. So it is going somewhere here, and yeah, let's clear the same. And after this, what we will be doing is that where we went, there we go. And here what we will be doing is, let me just repeat the same thing. So I'm going to say here duplicate, and I'm going here somewhere, and let me bring it on the fourth place. So why what I'm doing, okay, yeah, there it goes. And here again I'm just going to rename it so that it simply looks easier to understand. So I'm going to say here generate JSON, and here also I'm going to call it as generate JSON. My job is done. Now let's wait for the response. Okay, I don't know what it is going to happen. Maybe it is going to work, maybe it is not going to work. This is AI. Okay, and see the magic. So this time the output is a bit different from what we have been seeing till now. When you were saying generate, it was showing you the exact billion and all these things and something like this, and then this was the list. When it was streamed, then also it was something like this, but again it was a bit different because the response is coming from the AI. It is going to be different every time. When it was this, then also it was something different. And now in the JSON you see the magic. Automatically it provided you the countries as the list, no extra data, and you can now use it directly. For the UI can consume it directly and for some purpose also. Okay, the most interesting part is that in the question I never asked it to return me the capital, but what it did, it understood automatically that in the response I need to provide a capital. So here it provided the capital of that particular country. Now here it assumed that I'm asking for the capital city of that particular country. Maybe I was asking it to provide me it in the capital letters. That can be a case, yeah. But here it is up to the AI what it assumes. So in the name it said me China, then it said me Beijing, and here it says me world's most populous country. Then for India, it says second most populous countries because maybe it is using which year data that we are not sure as of now. Yeah, but on the basis of it, it is providing us some data. Then for US, it says third most populous country, fourth and fifth, and yeah, into this way it is providing us. Yeah, and for all these, it is providing me this. And now let me again click on send. Let's see whether it is going to change the output or it is going to keep the output same. Okay, the output is interestingly same. That's interesting. Now let's say that instead of per population, let's call it as top 5 countries as per GDP. So let's try to search as per GDP, and now let's see what it is going to do, because let's assume with GDP what kind of data it is going to provide. Yeah, so for GDP it says that okay, US is the largest economy, then comes China, then comes Japan, then comes Germany, then comes India, and all these things. Okay, now again here it is not in my control what it is going to provide the output. It may be the right thing, it may be the wrong thing, but it is coming from AI. Yeah. Now you will say that okay, Abhishek, you are making usage of the countries, that's why it is able to provide all these things. What if we make it confused? Okay, we say top 5 Java 25 features. Now let's see what it is going to do. Because in this, there is no option of country, there is no option of capital, although there is some fact. So let's see what it is going to do this time. Will it throw some kind of error? Okay, so I'm using the same thing. Okay, interestingly, still it provided me something. Okay, this time what it did is, in the name, in the country name, it provided me some what do we say, feature name. Okay, Now this feature name was a part of switch expressions, because switch expressions is an overall thing, and then the feature name is pattern matching, and then it is saying me that okay, there is something as this. Okay, again, I'm not saying that okay, all these are the Java 25 features, yeah? Because here it says me record class, sealed class, and these are the older features also. It is completely in the hands of AI. It is not in my control. But the best part is that now also it was able to convert the data from a string to this particular JSON. Okay, now let's try to ask the same question from this particular generate. Let's see what it is going to provide us. Yeah, in all others we are not much interested. Maybe here it is going to provide some extra information. So let's see what it is going to do here. And now, don't you think so it is so interesting? To JSON also it is automatically converting. Yeah, that was the interesting part. Okay, so here comes the most important thing. It says I'm asking it for 25, but it is still providing me the data of 21, because as per this, that is the latest release version. I mean, it doesn't know that it is running on the basis of Java 25. That's the funny part. Then it says that okay, this is Java 21. Besides this, there are some features from 20 and 19 also. So these are basically Java 21 features, virtual threads and all these things, then something like this. So obviously it is going to provide us too much amount of data. Yeah. So here it will provide us so much amount of data. It can take more seconds also. And for this also, if you will see the chat response, you can count in total how many tokens and how many things it has used. But then this is your generate JSON. Here also it was somehow able to do the things. Now you will say that okay, Abhishek, what's the benefit of this? So the benefit of this JSON feature will come only if you are using it for the specific purpose. Like I was playing with the countries. Okay, so let's say all your queries are limited to some particular thing only, and then you want a particular structure, then only it is helpful. Otherwise, something like this, it will do. I mean, AI will do its job. Now it is up to you whether you have given the correct names or you are using the wrong names. Maybe you could have used the version here as one of the field, and then it could have also provided you in which version that particular thing was added. Okay, and it's just an assumption. I'm not sure for any of those things. Yeah? So this is how the things are going to look like, and hence we have seen 4 different ways in order to interact with the API. So we have seen that here we were making usage of the Gemini. Now the best part is that if you want to use anything else, what you just need to do is you just need to make that particular key, then the base URL, completion path, and the model. Now one more thing before we leave, and that particular thing I will be going here, and for that particular thing let's talk about the models, which all models are available. So maybe somewhere here we should be able to check all the models available. So let's see, is it possible to check all the models? So somewhere here the option should be available. I was checking Gemini. So can I go here and check which all models? Okay, so there are so many models are available. So but which model we can use? So from here you can select any of these models. So here we were making usage of 2.5 flash. You can try 2.5 pro also. You can try flashlight, flash preview, all these models you can use. Then it will tell you that which kind of input it can accept, what is the output, and for which particular thing it is helpful. So you see, this is cost efficient. So if you are using flash, it is cost efficient, but if you want more detailed thing, then you can go for 2.5 pro and all these things. So from this document you can decide which one is better for you. And then there are some decrypted things also, and all the deprecated things, sorry. So all these things are also useful. Yeah, so all these things can be checked out from this particular part. And hence I hope you find it helpful. If yes, please like the video, please share it with your friends, and please suggest me more interesting questions so that we can use it in the next demo. And beside this, do let me know in the comments which questions you asked with the help of Spring AI, and did you got some output or not. See you in the next video. Bye bye.